it would help if I had my microphone in front of me. There we go. The microphone got moved because a certain little kitten was chewing on it. And then I forgot that I moved it. Good evening. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy everything. It's been a good day. It's a good day for the Irish. It's a good day for all of us. Tina's rolling on the floor laughing out loud. She says so. This is my St. Patrick's Day outfit, sort of, kind of. I had actually even a little more green on, and I'm leaving the glasses on so that you can get the whole effect. But that may change because they're blue blockers, and I noticed that they're picking up everything. It's my leprechaun hat. Supposed to have a top hat. I recognize that it's more a cowboy hat than it is a leprechaun hat, but it's the one I've got, and I love it. Thank you, Lainey. Lainey recognizes that I'm a leprechaun. I may be a real leprechaun. I'll have to look that up one of these days. Happy St. Gertrude's Day, yes. Oh, I like St. Patrick's. It's Paddy's Day. It's a day for everyone to be a bit Irish, I think. My mother said that my father was Irish on St. Patrick's Day. And I inherited that. So here we are. And it's been a St. Paddy's Day kind of day. We've been out doing stuff. Kat got her second COVID shot today, and we went to Ojai for that to happen. Well, you can't just go to Ojai and get a shot and come home. You know, if you're in Ojai, you gotta spend a few minutes in Ojai. So we did that, and we had a lovely coffee and walked around a bit, and actually bought a hat. Not this one, a real hat. Well, I suppose this is a real hat too, in its own kind of green sort of way. Anyway, then we came home, and our next door neighbors up the hill, whose house burned down in the Thomas fire, and who have not rebuilt yet. A lot of people have and are living in their houses. They ran into permit challenges. Permit hell, he calls it. And
because they're building the Taj Mahal.
Because they're trying to build the Taj Mahal. That's true. We just saw cardboard makeup, build up, what do they call that? Version of the house. Little, that big. And it looks really, really big. We don't know how they're going to get it on that lot. And then I decided that it looks really, really big because the rooms are probably really, really small. There's just a lot of them. And an elevator. An elevator, which I thought was just genius. I like that idea a whole lot. So, good. Kirk, and happy wearing of the Green Day. Yes. I heard a song this morning I hadn't heard before. I asked Alexa to play Irish music while I was twiddling around in the kitchen this morning. And it was sung to the tune of Wearin of the Green, but it was, my father was orange and my mother was green. And there were some lines in it that were absolutely fabulous. If you've got Alexa, ask Alexa to play some Irish music for you. You'll hit it sooner or later. Yay! Yeah, so we're all shot up at this house and thrilled about it. It was a good day. And we enjoyed it, and then came home. Next door neighbors, they were supposed to have a celebration of the leveling of the lot. Grading, thank you. But I think the grading people didn't show up. The equipment showed up, but I don't think the people showed up. So it's not any more graded than it was yesterday, but there's a lot of equipment over there now. And after 3 years and 4 months. Fabulous, Tina. Fabulous. Okay. Now, that was the name of the song. Was Father Was Orange and Mother Was Green, which is to say one came from Dublin back in the days when Never the Twain Shall Meet, and there was a good deal of fighting about all that. Um, yes, isn't that great, Lainey? Tina, we're thrilled for you. For you. Yay! So has the word I'm going to assume that it's all coming together perfectly. Is there if there's more we need to know, let us know, would you? Yeah. Smart. So anyway, we went to the not grounded flat butt party nonetheless. People that in this area that are next 3 years and 4 months and are like new neighbors to them. So it was kind of fun, just meeting new people and standing outside looking down at our house, which was I thought even more fun. I was looking at the blossoms on the peach tree, um, the future avocados on the avocado trees, and it was just it's not a perspective I get on my own home too often, so it really was fun to do. We didn't stay too long, but we were there and it was fine. We loved it. Okay, and why is Dana Craig Bear getting an MRI? We need more information, please. Jennifer and Kirk have beef and cabbage. Good for you. Good. We haven't had, but we did have coffee and cookies. Really, coffee and cookies in Ojai while we were there, which was very fun. And yes, we wore these outfits. Well, we didn't wear the hats. We didn't have the hats as we walked around Ojai. But we bought hats while we were in Ojai. Regular hats. Cute little hats. I'm going to do a whole talk on hats someday so that I can wear my hats.
Well, Lainey has hats.
Yes. Lainey
wears,
does have hats. Yes.
Lainey wears lots of hats.
She does. Oh. Okay, so we have to put Dana in our prayers tonight, don't we? Greetings, Heidi. Hi, darling. Glad you're here. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Dana. Okay. Any other, please? I pray just as well as a leprechaun as I do not as a leprechaun. Yeah, that would be the point, Tina. To talk on the hats we all wear in life, because we all wear lots of hats, don't we? I did that actually once several years ago. Excuse me, I have a cat here, I think, on my lip. With a whole stack of hats. So I could do it again. Well, do it again in terms of using the same idea again. I never actually recycle anything. No, Jen, not building a house in Ojai. We went to Ojai for CAC's second COVID shot and stayed. Tina's building a house, and then we went to our next door neighbor here in Ventura, our next door neighbor's house, because they were grading it. Look, I remembered the word. Well, they were supposed to be grading it. They didn't, but all the equipment showed up. I look pretty festive, don't I? Yes, I do.
Why don't you tell them about the hats the other people were wearing?
No,
Okay.
I don't talk about the neighbors. No. Yes, you do wear them, Lainey. That's what I love. There are more pictures of you in cute hats. There. Okay, now we're all kind of caught up, aren't we? Are we? Okay, so prayer requests, put them in the box, please. Um, Let us know what they are so that we can be praying for you, because I like to do that. I do it because it makes me happy and because prayer works, which is a good thing. Um, I think, let's see, yes, I now have hat hair. I may have to put it back on. There we go. Unless I'm outside, I kind of have to not keep a hat on for too long. All right, I'm as ready as I'm going to be. There we go. There's a cat over here trying to eat my desk, so if I go, you'll know what I'm doing.
Do you want him gone?
No, so far he's behaving. He's just chewing on things. So, what's going on in your lives? What do I need to know about that I don't know about? Prayer requests, all that stuff. You need to fill me in. Please. Please, please. Oh, thank you, Tina. Tina says, hi, Spirit. I think he's sleeping. He stopped chewing, so he's probably asleep. Otherwise, he'd still be chewing. Or walking or something, I'm sure. Irish Day. We really love Irish Day around this. A big holiday around this house. Because, well, she is Irish. Very. The red hair should be a warning. And like I say, I inherited being Irish on St. Patrick's Day from my father. My mother never quite got that, I don't think, but I did. As soon as she told me about it, I got it. It's like, of course. Oh, how many of you are genuinely Irish? Probably nobody, or you'd be out in a bar someplace drinking. Who's Irish? I want to know. On St. Patrick's Day. I know, Jennifer. I've heard that one before. Don't you love it? I'm just too blessed to be stressed. Yeah.
Donna Wells is at an online Irish lawyers organization party. Online.
Online. Well, how can you have an Irish lawyers party online? Well, I guess you just sit and drink and toast.
No, but she's at it. That's why she's not here.
I will absolutely keep Carla in prayer. I was wondering how she was doing, Lainey. So thank you for the update, and we'll just supercharge that even more. What does she want? She probably wants to be healed. That's it is 12%, so this day should have some effect on you. Yeah, that's me, Lainey. Mother always said, Mother was Russian and Polish. End of conversation. Dad was Heinz 57 varieties. So I figure Irish on St. Patrick's Day, there might even be some real, although I've had the DNA test done and nobody mentioned Irish. 12%. 20% Irish, 88% Blarney. Percentages down. Heidi, I love you. I really do. I love the way your mind works. So, I thought I would talk a bit today about St. Patty's Day, if you don't mind. Well, even if you do mind, I suppose. I'm going to talk a little bit about St. Patty's Day, because you can turn me off, but you can't stop me. So let me do that. Let me just kind of jump in here and see where this goes. And we'll go from there. Top of the evening. Well, I can't say top of the morning, can I? I mean, I don't think it's morning anywhere right now. So, top of the evening. Happy St. Patty's Day to all of you. So I came across a thing today that claimed to be the prayer of St. Patrick. Of course, several prayers claim to be the prayer of St. Patrick, but I particularly liked this one. And I thought I would share it with you because I particularly liked it, and I particularly like you, and I like sharing with you things that I particularly like. So, this prayer. I arise today through the strength of heaven, light of the sun, splendor of fire, speed of lightning, swiftness of the wind, depth of the sea, stability of the earth, firmness of the rock. I arise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's might to uphold me, God's wisdom to guide me, God's eye to look before me, God's ear to hear me, God's word to speak for me, God's hand to guard me, God's way to lie before me, God's shield to protect me, God's hosts to save me, afar and anear, alone or in a multitude. I just kind of like that. Then, of course, you want to simplify things. There's always the everyday prayer of the Irish. Faith and begorra. Faith and begorra, which is a kind of amalgam of two phrases, actually. The first is used to precede some strong assertion and would have been translated as something like, by my faith. And begorra, the begorra part, probably originated because the common people were reluctant to say, by God, which is kind of like taking the name in vain. So instead they said something like, by Gor, pronouncing it Bigor, which became Begorra, which translates to by my faith and by God, which suddenly makes all kinds of sense. Ah, the Irish. And I think everybody is a little Irish today. I wanted to talk tonight about Irish and Celtic spirituality, which was and is very special and kind of atypical in terms of Christianity. Ireland was, and still is sort of, very isolated. So it was hard in those days to impose outside central Roman authority on this little island that really didn't want them there anyway. So even the Celtic Christians who followed the Celtic pagans, having been converted by St. Patrick himself, were, well, unlike their counterparts in other lands. They kind of had their own thing. Part Christian, part pagan, druid, mystical. It incorporated love of nature and a passion for the wild and elemental as a reminder of God's gifts. There was, and, well, frankly, reading John O'Donohue, I suspect there still is, a sense of closeness and eminence between the natural and the supernatural. A sense of God and the saints as continuing, personal, and ever helpful presence. They developed the idea of having a soul friend, Anamkara, to help in spiritual direction. And there was always an emphasis on family and kinship and hospitality. And a belief that there was a veil between the sacred and the secular. But that in the thin places, as they called them, in the places where the veil between heaven and earth was not so thick, one who knew how might in fact walk between this world and the other world, or what they call the eternal world. Old tales tell of people and beings of the other world being able to pass back and forth between worlds in the thin places. There are those who believe that the thin places still exist. And I honestly am one of them. Ernest Holmes, at the dedication of the Whittier Church of Religious Science, stopped in mid-speech and became silent. And when he finally spoke again, he said, "The veil is very thin." I'm a believer. And I've been in thin places, as I'm sure some of you have been. I believe that the places that we call vortexes are just that, thin places. Places between worlds. A thin place is sensed differently than our present world is. You can't see it or touch it or hear it or smell it or taste it, but you can feel it. Our sense of a thin place transcends the limitations of our five senses and speaks directly, I believe, to our soul. For me, a thin place has a sense of timelessness, or more specifically of belonging to all time, of a depth of time that's hard to categorize, but which feels somehow eternal. To find a thin place and feel it rather than just following a map that says thin place here, one has to use a spiritual perspective. In simple terms, a thin place is a place where the veil between this world and the other world, because the other world is thinner, lighter. In those places, the other world is more near. Since the times of ancient civilization, the fascination with the other world has occupied human minds. To some it is heaven, the kingdom, paradise. To others who are fear-based, that connection may go in the opposite direction. Whatever you perceive the other world to be, a thin place is where connection to that world seems effortless. And the sense of its existence is almost palpable. Truth, I believe, abides in thin places. And the strength to face that truth is there as well. And in those thin places, one can feel and perhaps hear God more clearly than in any other place. The sense of divine presence is extremely strong. In those places, the human spirit is awakened and will grow if the body and the mind allow it. A thin place is simply that. A place where the veil, don't think curtain, think veil. The veil is thin. Where spiritual awareness is peaked, where the eternal world, not the physical world, is most imminent. The place itself, I believe, calls you, draws you to itself, transports you into the presence of the world beyond this world. The thinness of place moves you into the presence of its mysterious power. There, what you perceive through your senses is charged, it's electrified, it's illuminated with the presence of that power. We'd like to define these places and draw maps to their locations, wouldn't we? Go here. Oh, you're going there? Stop here. And in fact, in many places we have. We want to know specifically what they are and what creates them. Scientists come out and try to measure them. What they can't seem to measure is what causes them to make us feel the way we do. Yet once you've been in a thin place and allowed your spirit to absorb that which transcends your senses, suddenly you don't need it defined any longer. Our spirits learn differently than our minds, don't they? All through our lives we walk through these places. I think that's true. Some people notice the thinness, some do not. Yet the idea of thin places is not new. Ancient people, especially in Ireland and Britain, were forever marking spaces as sacred and worth remembering, as if to say, something special happens here. Which brings us to another characteristic of thin places. They are often marked by the awareness of human spirits. Spirits that have been there before, felt the thinness, and been changed by it. Thin places not only transcend our senses, but seem to transcend the boundaries of time and space. While you are there, time seems to stand still. And there is communion with the human spirits that have walked there before, as well as those who have yet to be there. Thin places are all about connection with spirit, with the other world, and with all who have lived, are living, and will live in generations to come. The pre-Christian and Celtic people of Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Britain had a keen sense for thin places. Their landscape is littered with monuments and markings and ruins that once boldly stated, "This is a thin place. This is holy ground." The very ground itself seems to call out, "Come here, be transformed." In a quiet moment, a visitor today can feel the connection with the people whose spirit first marked those spots. And all the pilgrims who have visited since, if you will stop and allow yourself to feel. The places are amazing. They're vivid reminders that we are all connected inside and outside of time. Certainly, they exist everywhere. In every country. We have them here in places on the East Coast, in places like Sedona. I have felt it in a stream in the California redwoods and in a chapel in France. But the power seems unseemingly strong in Ireland and Britain. We have felt the energy in Glastonbury at the Tor, and in not as well-known places that one can chance upon in an afternoon's drive in the countryside in Ireland. Even the most non-spiritual person feels something as they move past or enter into these ancient sacred sites. You can look for thin places if you choose, but once you set your spirit on finding them, they will very likely find you. There's an intrinsic mystical spirit woven into the fabric of nature, landscape, and sky that calls out to the human heart. If only the heart is open to listen. Thin places are they're ports in the storm of life, where a pilgrim can move closer to the God that they seek by whatever name, where one leaves that which is familiar and journeys into the presence of spirit. They are stopping places where men and women are given pause to wonder about what lies beyond the mundane rituals, the grief, the trials, the boredom, the chaos, the confusion of our day-to-day life. They probe to the core of the human heart and open the pathway that leads to satisfying the familiar hungers and yearnings common to all people on earth. The hunger to be connected, to be part of something greater, to be loved, to find peace. The heart of Celtic spirituality was simply living life, following the way, traveling the journey in the everyday ordinariness of life. The pain and the pleasure, the heartaches and the hopes, the disappointment and the dreams. You find that in Celtic poetry. You find that certainly in John O'Donohue. John once wrote, "May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder." May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. May you encounter the thin places in your world, and may they lead you gently but completely to God. We have a very soft spot for John O'Donohue in our hearts. Spirit. Spirit. We don't just ask. Thank you. Attention. Like, Celtic spirituality. It's all about nature and God. Connectedness with saints and some leprechauns and some fairies thrown in. And it's all one and the same thing, isn't it? Really? Isn't it? What do you think? Back on and turn back into a Tina pulled out her DNA results, I can see that. She's got all the percentages down. So what about you? I choose to be Irish today. That would make me 1/365th. Because it's leap year. Irish. Today. I like the idea. We had Irish soda bread for... Skipped all the healthy stuff, went directly to the soda bread. Incidentally, Trader Joe's makes it really... And we've been talking about Ireland for... We need this COVID thing to be healed. We both want to go back to Ireland. Recommendation of an O'Donoghue book. Cat?
Well, I always like Blessings.
Blessings was kind of where I was going to go too, but I thought maybe you had a...
Oh, there's so many.
Blessings is what...
Bless the
hold on, I'll be right back.
between us.
Yeah. To bless the space between us.
Yeah.
There it is. There's also Eternal Echoes and Anam Cara.
Adam Cara. No, well, yeah, those are not by him, but
To bless the space between us. And it's a book of blessings. So it's, you can use it like a hit book. You know, what do I need to hear today? And
I like this one, Walking in Wonder.
Walking, that's your latest acquisition, isn't it?
It is, and I love it.
Do you? Okay, I haven't read that one yet. So we also have, here, I'm holding it up so people can see. Hold on, I'll get it. Walking in Wonder.
Shall I get on Cara and Echoes?
Eternal Wisdom for a Modern World. John O'Donoghue. Fabulous. Fabulous. It really, he grasps the soul and the heart of Celtic spirituality, I think. And it's tender, it's beautiful. It's gonna Oh, you guys are being naughty over here.
And of course, there's Beauty.
Okay, one more.
Two more.
Two
Well,
more. Two more. Don't ask for a book around here. I want you to notice the little tags on this one.
Yeah.
Hold on. There we go. The Invisible Embrace, rediscovering the true sources of compassion, serenity, and hope. If that's what you need. And, oh, Eternal Echoes. Why is it so difficult for me to get this right? There we go. Okay. John O'Donoghue. Author of the international bestseller Anam Cara. There we go. And Anam Cara is wonderful. Soul Friend. Anam Cara, Soul Friend. He's just amazing. He passed a few years ago. We both cried. There you go, Heidi, if you want to see it one more time. With an introduction by John Quinn, who has also written a few good books. Um, we'll stick with one Irish author for the night. You can't do any better than John O'Donohue. You really can't do any better. It's just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Just jumps right into your heart. He just has lovely. So, my Irish friends, hello. Are you making your appearance for the night? Do not chew on the microphone. Look over there. Look over there. Look over there. You just see how silly you are. Don't make me look over there. Do not make me look over there. I'm not going to do it. Cats. He's cute, though. He's the sweetest little being on the face. I mean, late at night, like once you're in bed. Sweetest little being on the planet. Sweet, loving, little paws go out and grab your hand. He's just as sweet as he can be. He's a terror during the day. So, now let's talk prayer requests. Huh? We love him. I really love him. I won't kill him. All of John O'Donohue. Amazon. I'm sure. So, you know, and sometimes it's even fun to get a used copy just so you can pick up somebody else's energy, somebody that read that book. Of course, it's somebody who read it and got rid of it, but who knows why? Perhaps they decided to go to the other. Everybody's saying hi to you, Spirit. All right, you. Come here. And he knocked my camera out completely. So, I can see you again. I lost you all for a minute there. Thanks to you know who. So, if you could have anything, what would it be? If you could have anything you don't have, but would like to have, what would it be? The fairies and the leprechauns are willing to work for you. And so is the universe. Okay, Tina would like perfect health. We can muster up some perfect health, I think. Hold on, I'm moving my hat so that I can write here. Jennifer, you can have absolutely anything and you're going to go for a clean house? Honey, I have to talk to you about thinking bigger. Although I do understand. I really do understand. I mean, there's a point at which, at least in my mind, if there's clutter around me and stuff, I can't think. So, what else? Come on. There's more than 2 people out there. I've only... What would you like if you could have anything? You got it, Heidi. Oh, I love that. I think I do know Roberta Perry, but I can't consciously connect it right this moment. But I will. Showcase. Okay. Oh, Jennifer just thought bigger. Okay. Or better. Okay. Love that. You're welcome, Lainey. Okay. Okay, we'll just get you healthy, Tina, so you can enjoy what you've just got. Wow, that's a very long time ago. Actually, my training at Founders was to be a practitioner. Tina wants to meet Spirit. Well, that's pretty special. You see him back there? He's a pretty special little guy. We'll check with his social secretary. See what his schedule looks like. What are you doing back there? Oh, we're trying to get into the pens. Oh, goody. You are trouble, little one. Want to get down? Yeah, but I'm going to take all these files with me. All right.
Do you want to hand him to me?
I can't. He's gone. He's coming around your way.
He's over here. Come on, Spirit. How would you like to go out?
All right. Who haven't I heard from yet?
Come on, out you go. Bye-bye.
Who haven't I heard from? And I will do something. Just hasn't said anything. All right. Let's pray. Shall we? You know the drill. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. If not, just soft focus. And just take a gentle breath and realize that you don't need to force it. Look, a gentle breath, and there's all the oxygen you need. And without any instruction from you, it goes to work instantly in your body doing magical things. All factory installed, that stuff. Pretty amazing, isn't it? The air is there. All you have to do is breathe in. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to force it. You don't need to beg it. You don't need to plead. It just is there. The very thing that keeps you alive and breathing is just there. It is the Father's good pleasure to give you everything you need. Gentle breathing, gentle, 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 gentle. Nothing to force. There's nothing you need to make happen. There is only the acceptance. Breathing in, consciously breathing in. And accepting. Accepting the air, accepting the gifts. Accepting the presence of something mysterious and yet still mundane. There's air all around us. All around us. Everywhere we go. So I know that that which our heart most desires is as available to us as the air. It is the Father's good pleasure to give. It is our responsibility to accept. If that is what we want. So I speak this word tonight, these words tonight, in the absolute awareness of the presence of God. And that awareness creates in my life and in each one of our lives a thin place. A place where we can feel the presence, feel the power, feel the incredible lightness of being the children of God. And as easily as we breathe in and to tonight, we accept that which we claim our heart desired. So Tina, I know, accepts perfect health. Nothing needs to get in the way of that. She is energized and vitalized and whole. Jennifer takes a gentle breath and with that accepts financial security equal to or better than winning the lottery, which then allows her sufficient funds, absolutely, to have someone clean the house. Lainey takes a gentle breath and accepts that her house is paid for and that she and Don are celebrating their excellent health and doing wonderful things with the energy and the vitality that they have. Kirk, I know, takes a gentle breath and with that very breath sees beyond the veil where all opportunity lies. And not only sees the opportunities clearly, but absolutely has the courage and the initiative and the energy to pursue and catch up with them. And Heidi takes a gentle breath and accepts the blessings on her new showcase. Knows that the infinite is absolutely involved and blessing and uplifting and making the way clear and providing all that is necessary for its success. And Dana, I know, is relaxing now into the awareness of her wholeness. The pain subsides. And in its place now is clarity and a pathway to wholeness. And we speak our word tonight as well for Brenda and for Chris. Those who have asked for prayer. We claim for and strength, energy. And for all the others who have asked or asked through other people. So we know that that which their heart desires is fulfilled. Because God says yes. Simply that. That we are, each and every one of us, a child of the infinite and unlimited. And tonight we sense the thinness of the veil that seems to separate us, and yet does not and cannot. Accept our good tonight. We accept that which is given and allow it to be our own. We claim health and joy, ability to see patience, and the so much more that is part of our everyday existence. We accept it all and allow it to be so. And so it is. Gentle breath is necessary. That's all that is ever necessary. And I see that we have a closing song. And so I think I shall leave you with that. Before you go away, click on the link. Bless you. I love you. More than the luck of the Irish. Blessings of the children of God be upon you.